Senator David Vitter was in last night's classified briefing. He joins us. Good evening, sir.
Hey, Greta, good to be with you.
So why is it the White House didn't notify Congress? What is your understanding?
Well, Greta, the story keeps shifting over time, as you were suggesting. Susan Rice had certain talking points. Boy, this is like a flashback. And then that changes over time after serious health concerns were debunked. Then the next day, we're on to something else that maybe he would have been killed. So it's very concerning. My sense is the White House didn't inform even the heads of the intelligence committees because they knew they were going to get pushback. I think that's what it comes down to.
Well, pushback seems like a very sort of nice word for violating the law, but in terms of just going back to this health thing, is that if the reason that they first floated this whole health idea was this video, this proof of life video, the proof of life video was 6 months old, so wouldn't the urgency have been 6 months ago and not
Correct.
now?
That's what I'm saying. The story is changing over time, and it all seems to be political talking points, not real facts. It's very worrisome, and it almost seems a throwback to earlier scandals like Benghazi.
All right, well, I'm all for, if I know there's a 30-day requirement the president's supposed to notify before releasing from Gitmo, and if there's an emergency, frankly, and although I'm not a player in this game, is that I'm all for with the president doing what needs to be, but he could have picked up the phone and called 5 minutes before, an hour before. But now we're in this situation where it doesn't appear that there was, quote, an emergency, nothing urgent. At least they haven't laid it out yet. So what are you going to do about that? Are you all just going to look the other way, or are you going to do something about it?
Oh, no, this is going to be a serious question. In addition, Greta, something that goes directly to this whole discussion, in previous National Defense Authorization Acts, there was explicit language to prohibit these sort of transfers, these sort of releases from Guantanamo. The way Harry Reid managed and really quashed the ability to have floor amendments in the last act is the reason we do not have such an outright explicit prohibition right now in law. And so that's something else that's very concerning, because in the recent past, Congress was on record as outright prohibiting this. Forget about notice, prohibition.
Well, Senator Dianne Feinstein is at least she was upset that she wasn't notified. She was outraged. But she's been outraged before with the Intelligence Committee. She comes out to the microphones and she complains about it, as she should, because she has a very important job, an important role. But then nothing. It's like, it's like there's a bark but no bite.
Well, I think we need to look at this, and I think we need to look at the substance. What concerns me, if anything, even more is the release of these 5 very, very dangerous terrorists. I mean, these are high-level Taliban officials, at least 4 of the 5. Our intelligence said that at least 4 of the 5, probably all 5, would certainly go back to the fight, would certainly be significant in that sense. So the substance of this whole thing is really worrisome as well.
All right, last night when you listened to this briefing, this classified behind-closed-door briefing, but what percentage of that really had to be behind closed doors? What really truly was classified, and what is it sort of everyone's sort of either doing business as usual or protecting political hides?
Right. Well, it's always the case that very, very little had to be classified. That was true last night. That's been true of every classified briefing I've been in. So that is always the case. And quite frankly, my overall impression from the whole presentation was being very defensive and political spin. I mean, here were senior intelligence, other officials, and I got the impression it was more political spin than anything else.
Senator, thank you, sir.